everyone, welcome back to Blue Piano Soaps. Ellen here, and today I am continuing making cupcakes for fall. I absolutely love fall, and if you've watched some of my other fall videos, you know that it is one of my favorite times of the year, actually probably the most favorite time of the year. Fall here for us in Arizona means we have kind of made it through the summer, and we are heading now to 6 months of awesome weather, the best weather you could get. And I have always liked the colors of fall, and I love Halloween and scary things, and it's just my favorite, or one of my favorite times of the year. So we are going to continue on making fall cupcakes, and I have a couple here that I'm going to show you so that you can see how I package them even before we start. So I like to make fall cupcakes like this. I hope you can see that. I usually make the base one color. I use a different type of kind of piping in the middle, and then I like to kind of put some curly swirls on top and a little embed. And people seem to really like them. They really come out cute. Here's another one. And I wrap them. I try to wrap them really cute as well. I like this one is wrapped. I kind of try to put a little embellishment, like here I put a little gardening shovel, and then I put like orange tulle. Hopefully you can see that, and the cupcake is just wrapped with cellophane. So let's get started, because I have a ton of these cupcakes to make. Now I want to show you something from yesterday. Yesterday I made these orange cupcakes, and I really made the mistake of putting fragrance oil in the piping, and I don't know if I just had a lapse in judgment or what, because I know better than this, but I used Brambleberry's pumpkin souffle, which smells awesome. The cupcake smells absolutely divine, but I can tell already that the orange is starting to discolor to a light brown, and I have a feeling by the time it's cured, that orange is going to be brown. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping some of the orange will stay. I think they're still pretty. They're still beautiful cupcakes, even if that top turns brown, because it does have the yellow, white, and orange sprinkles on them. But I just wanted to show it to you as kind of a lesson learned, learn from my mistakes type of thing. I never ever should have put that fragrance oil, or as much fragrance oil as I did, in the piping batter, because I can tell, like I can tell in the middle, and I can tell on some of the sides that this orange is starting to discolor. And that's not Brambleberry's fault. I knew that. When I order fragrance oil, I always look at the description, and reputable dealers and suppliers like Brambleberry will always tell you the truth, and will always tell you how a fragrance oil behaves in cold processed soap. So this is by no means their fault or a reflection of the product. What I'm going to do today is I'm not going to put the fragrance oil in my piping, and I am going to put it in the base, because I want the base to actually be brown. So I'm going to use pumpkin spice today. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Woo! I almost confused myself there. I was like, where did all my pumpkin spice go? Well, it's because I already poured it. I already poured it here into a little container. Sometimes I crack myself up. Anyway, I'm going to use pumpkin spice, and on the Brambleberry website, it does say that it does discolor to a dark brown. That's okay, because the base of the cupcakes, I want them to be dark brown, so that's fine. I am not going to put that fragrance oil in the piping. Just not going to do it. As far as colors, I'm hoping you can see. We're going to be piping with 3 different colors. This is Brambleberry's Queen's Purple Mica. Let me get this out of the way so you can see. Queen's Purple Mica. And we are also going to be piping with Brambleberries, what is this one called? I forget. Racing Stripe Orange. And then I do want a little bit of green. Now I didn't want it Christmas color green, and that looks a little bit to me like Christmas color green as it sits here in this container, but I know this color. This color is Crafter's Choice Evergreen Mica, mixed in with a little bit of Nurture Soap Green Vibrance. And I know when I mix those two together, they lighten up a lot in the soap, and it's going to be the green that I want. So those are going to be our 3 piping colors. I'm going to put these aside because, as I said, I'm not going to add fragrance oil to this, or if I do, very, very, very little. And I'm not going to add titanium dioxide either. I think I want the batter to just be just the regular batter with the discoloration of the fragrance oil. So let's begin. Let's get going. I've made a lot of soap and I have a lot more to make. So we will press on. So here, oh, safety first. See, I almost forgot to tell you again, safety first. So I have my goggles on my eyes, even though you can't see them. I have my nitrile gloves on. Very important. And you really should have your arms and your entire body covered. I'm always hot. You know, I say it in every video. I just get really, really hot. I think it's menopause and age, and I just can't do it. I just can't be real covered up. But safety does dictate that you really, if you can, or if it's cooler maybe where you're at, try to cover yourself up just to protect, you know, your skin. But certainly, please protect your eyes and wear goggles, if nothing else, just for sanitary reasons. Okay, so let's get going. So in my beautiful new clear containers that I bought just for you all, so that you could see the batter, I have equal parts olive oil, sustainable palm oil, and coconut oil. I also have in here 2 tablespoons of kaolin clay and 1 tablespoon of goat's milk powder. I also have 1 ounce of castor oil, 1 ounce of sweet almond oil, and I have 1 ounce of castor oil and 1 ounce of sweet almond oil mixed into my coloring bowls because I wanted to mix the colors first to really see them. I didn't this time just put the powders in the bowls. So when you do that, when you use oil to mix your colors, you have to account for that in your recipe. And so my recipe normally calls for 2 ounces castor, 2 ounces of almond oil. I only put 1 and 1 in the base because I knew I was going to use about 2 ounces, 1 of castor, 1 of almond oil to mix my colors. Make sense? I hope it does. Okay, so our base oils are ready. I am going to give them just a quick whiz before I add my lye, just to make sure that everything is incorporated well. That was before I added my lye. My lye is right here and ready. The base oil is 74 degrees. The lye is also 74 degrees. I like to soak between 70 and 75, no higher than 75. In my lye water, I have 3 tablespoons of sodium lactate because I like my soap hard. And I am now going to give the lye water with the sodium lactate a quick whiz as well before I have anything mixed. Just to kind of make sure that everything is well incorporated, and we are ready to go. I want to make sure that you can see. You can. Okay, let me get my strainer because I always strain my lye. I don't want any sediment. I am going to move this out of the way because I have a lot of stuff on my table. My table is super big and I should have plenty of room, but I have a lot of stuff on my table today. All right. Beautiful, beautiful batter. No hardening already. Looks really good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to stick blend that. And again, I have not added any fragrance oil or colorants or titanium dioxide to this yet. I just want it at emulsification right now because I need to pour into my cupcake containers. Perfect. Barely at emulsification. Tiny bit of trace there. And that's perfect. That's what I want because I want to pour this into my cupcake base. Let me go ahead and pour what I think I'm going to need for the base. I want to make sure that you can see it. I should probably do it. The rest is going to be for piping, and so I'm going to put it aside, and I am not even going to mess with that at the moment. I'm going to add my fragrance oil in here, and this is about 2 ounces of fragrance oil. I am going to add that in, and I'm not going to use my stick blender, and I'm just going to mix. And definitely mix well. If you're not going to use the stick blender, mix it well because you really want that fragrance oil to be incorporated in your entire base, because let's face it, the majority of the smell, the scent that you're going to get in this cupcake is going to be coming from the base. I can smell it and it smells so good. Okay, that's behaving nicely. So I'm going to add the rest of that in. And I think I'm going to add a little more because it is behaving really well. And again, just really stir it well. We definitely want it pourable. We don't want anything bad to happen to its pourability. So I'm just going to keep stirring it. I am not going to do this with the stick blender because I just do not want to risk. Yesterday when I used pumpkin souffle, I think it was from Brambleberry, the same in this line of fall fragrances, it really accelerated. I have to say, it accelerated super fast and I really had a hard time. But then again, I did put it in the whole base recipe, so it was in the piping as well, and I shouldn't have done that. All right, so it looks great. It's definitely pourable. Let's pour. Oh, we want to spray. I always spray my very clean cupcake liners. I had just washed them and dried them with some rubbing alcohol. It just helps the batter to adhere. Beautiful. That's what you want. You want that pourability. And if I have extra, I have these rectangle molds that I've just become obsessed with to make guest soaps, and I will pour some in there. But again, only if I have extra left over. And by now, after having done this so long, I can pretty much gauge it and I know how much batter I need to fill. Woo! I hit the container there. Wow! Am I good or what? Just a teeny bit left over. I'm kidding. I'm not that good. I'm just saying, after you do it a while, you really do kind of, you don't have to measure how much of the batter you need. You just kind of, you just kind of get a handle on it and you know how much you need. So that's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15. That made 15 cupcakes, and it also is going to have made its topping. And so what I'm going to do now, which again is going to surprise you, I have a little bit of the batter left, which obviously is scented. I'm going to take my spatula and I am just going to put just a tiny bit, by doing scrapey here, in the other 2 containers, so that each of the 3 containers has just a tiny little bit of this batter in it that is scented. Okay, and now I'm going to take the rest of this batter and I am going to split it amongst the 3 colors that I want. I don't need a lot of the green, but I do need a lot of the other 2. And the only bad thing is that I am right-handed, and so it's hard for me to scrapey, whoops, without you having to see the butt or the bottom of the container. I just can't do it the other way so that you could see how much actually comes out of here when you scrape. Okay, so we don't need that anymore. And let me just get a paper towel because I spilled a little bit. So as you can see, I just left just a small amount of batter for the green in case I want to pipe like some leaves. The rest is going to be that orange and that purple. So here goes the purple. Can you see? Yes, I think you can. Okay, here goes the purple. And you definitely need a spatula to get it out of these bowls. I like to use these clear bowls when I'm mixing the colors so that you can see them, but you definitely need a spatula to get them out. This is the green. And I probably made too much colorant for the green. I don't think I'm going to put it all in because I was thinking I was going to use all of it, or I was going to have the same amount of piping batter that I did with the purple and the orange, and of course that's not true. And I like these teeny tiny small spatulas when you are, trying to get things out of small bowls like this. They work great. All right, so I'm going to mix this up and just see how the color looks. Let's start with that. Let's start with that purple. I want you to be able to see it. I'm working on getting some clear containers that are smaller, like this size, just like my clear batter containers, so that you can see this part easier too. And I just haven't had a chance to do that yet, to order them. But I'm going to, because I love my clear containers, but those are big and I need some small ones. All right, so the perfect looks great. I'm just kind of, getting the sides, and the bottom. I'm scraping the bottom because I just want to make sure that there's no extra colorant left. And there's our purple. It could be a little darker. I might add a little more purple to that. Here's our orange. I love orange. It's so bright. To make sure you could see that. There's our orange. Beautiful. And again, no fragrance, no titanium dioxide in here. because I just don't want to run the risk of it hardening up, thickening up too quickly. Okay, that's a pretty orange, but I think we need a little more. And let's see how our green should be fine because there's a very small amount of batter in here. And so that should have been more than enough, yep, to get the green I wanted. And as I said, it's the perfect green. It's fall green. It's not evergreen, it's fall green. So this one I don't have to add anything to. Can you see it? Perfect. These two, well, now that they're next to each other, I kind of am liking them. Maybe I'll leave them. Maybe I won't make them super bright. The embeds that we're putting in are pretty bright. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to leave them. I'm going to leave them. Okay, so now we need these to thicken up. We need them to thicken up or else we're never going to be able to pipe them. So what I'm going to do I think I want purple on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick blend this purple a little bit because now at this point now I do want it to start thickening up. Oh yeah, it's thickening. Definitely thickening up. I'm going to show you the difference from my just having stirred it to the stick blender stirring it. Let me show you. Okay, and it's thickening up. It's nowhere near ready for piping. Nowhere near, but there was a huge amount of thickening up after the stick blender, as should be. That's what we would expect to see. Okay, I am not going to thicken up the orange with the stick blender yet, or the green, because quite frankly, I want this to be liquid until I'm ready for it, and I need to pipe the purple first. So I'm going to bring you back when this purple has thickened up a bit, and then we'll be ready to pipe. Okay everyone, so we're back. I just wanted you to see this is about 3 minutes later, 3 or 4 minutes later. It's thickening up, but not ready. It is still not ready, too liquidy, but it's getting there. So don't just leave and go water the plants or unload the dishwasher. Stay by it. Keep turning it, stay by it, and keep checking it, because there's nothing worse than coming back after too much time and it's as hard as a flippin' rock, is about all I could say. So I'll bring you back when we're ready. Okay everyone, so we're back, and I'm glad that I checked, because I waited about maybe less than another 2 minutes, and it is ready. Still a little loose, but really beautiful consistency. And because we still have more layers to do on top, I want to get going. Now I want to show you the difference. There's nothing different about these two other than their color, these two jars. The difference is that this one, the purple, you saw me, I stick blended it. And actually, even when I turned the camera off while we were waiting for this to set up, I stick blended it some more. And you can see the difference. Look at the orange. The orange I haven't stuck blend. Haha! Oh, I cracked myself up. The orange I have not done any stick blending to it. So this is the key. This is the key, and this is the mistake I made yesterday when I did those other cupcakes. I mean, The biggest mistake was that I put the fragrance oil in the piping, and I to the life of me, I can't understand why I did that, because it's such a rarity that I ever do. But also, I started mixing up and stick blending all three like batter colors at the same time. Don't do that. Leave your two colors that you're not ready for yet. Don't stick blend them at all. Barely stir them up and just let them sit. And work with your first color. So this purple, we're using the problem is I don't know what any of these tips are called, but it's the one with the big open hole. And it makes kind of like a big ploppy frosting, which I love for these particular cupcakes because they're supposed to look big and plumpy and like a harvest. Oh my gosh, yeah, this piping, this is going to be beautiful piping. Watch. It's not going to be too liquid, and it's not going to be too hard. I want to make sure that you can see. Okay, so we put a little dollop in the middle first. Whoop. I didn't spray with alcohol, and I always do. And this batter in the cupcake bases is really, really loose, really thin. So it was really beautifully pourable. But you can see it's holding. I mean, the dollop isn't sinking into it. You would certainly never want that. Sorry, but I have to pull it a little closer, or I can't reach. Oops, a little air bubble there, but that's okay, because you won't see the dollop. So that consistency, beautiful, perfect consistency. Perfect. Let's add some more, because now we're going to do the I want to leave just a little bit for some accents. And what you can do is you can just work with your bag, kind of go back and forth with your bag. Just try to get those air bubbles out, because that's what ruins your piping if you have an air bubble. And so we are just going to go around and around. And again, they shouldn't look perfect, because this is supposed to be a harvest. But this big round ploppy piping tip, it's just something different, you know. Sometimes I get bored with the same sort of whipped looking piping. Yeah, there we go. Good. All right, so that was the purple. We can get rid of that. Let me clean up my spill here. My little purple spill. Things tidy. And now we are going to thicken up the orange, which at this point is starting to thicken, but is nowhere near as thick as it should be. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the purple. I'm going to stick with. I like to keep water in my container that I keep my stick blender in, because it helps kind of clean off the bottom. So here we go. Burp. Okay, definitely thicker. See it? Not as runny, but we still have to wait a little bit more. All right? So I'm going to bring you back when this is ready to go. All right, everyone, we're back. It took a little longer for the orange to set up, but I think we are in good shape. Looks like it's pretty good consistency. Beautiful. The only thing is that the bag that I put the orange in, which is right here, this was not the tip I intended, but oh well. We're going to have to go with it. So I'm going to put a dollop in the middle again, just to hold the height of the next layer of piping that we're putting on. Just really quick little dollop. Make sure that I have enough, because I almost ran out of that purple, but I think we should be okay. Yeah, so I use Pringle cans. You see them a lot in my videos. I just save them. I love Pringles because they're great for being able to just hold my piping bag up and stable when I'm filling it with my batter. And I see a lot of other soapers do that too. They'll use different containers to do that. There's nothing worse than watching like a newbie, and they are so struggling to get their piping in their bag, and they're trying to hold it with one hand, and I just feel so bad for them, because I did that too. When I was first starting out. I was like, wow, I don't know how these soapers fill their bags. Until I started watching some experienced soap makers, and I saw that they used something to anchor their piping bag. So there they are. Wow, the consistency of the orange is just great. It's wonderful when you don't have to apply much pressure, and it's not breaking or causing some bubbles, kind of like you see here with the purple, which is still okay, is fine. I mean, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's supposed to be a fall harvest, so it's not supposed to be like perfect. But man, when the consistency of your piping goes on this easy, it's just heaven. Yesterday I struggled so much with that piping, but make sure that we have enough. And after I pipe these, I am going to add the embeds on top, and that's always such a fun part. I love doing that. And then I'll bring you back tomorrow for the unmolding, and I will also try to append some pictures so you can see them wrapped. What I'll usually do is I'll wrap one and then I'll unwrap it, but I'll wrap one just to kind of show you what I intend to do with it when I wrap it. Let me move that over there because we don't need it. I hope I have enough. I'm really going to be disappointed if I don't have enough. I should. Yeah, that's beautiful consistency. Oh my gosh. This is how normally my frosting goes. Or my piping. I call it frosting. It just, I enjoy doing it. I don't have a problem with it. And it's smooth and easy, and gosh, that one yesterday was just so hard to do. So everyone, when you have leftover piping in your bag, I mean, if it's worth it, like you have enough, like here I do, just take some freezer paper and just make some little flowers. They come right off the freezer paper as soon as they harden, and I often use them then as embeds on other soap. I mean, why waste that soap? And especially that these are orange, I can use them on some more fall soaps. And they're so easy to do. And anytime you can get away with doing an embed that's not melt and pour, I love that. I mean, I love my whimsical soaps and the melt and pour embeds that I put on top of them, but melt and pour does sweat. Even if you buy the low sweat. I have people say, oh, you just don't use low sweat melt and pour. Yes, I do. But if you are in a hot climate, even with us keeping the air conditioning on in the house at a good, decent, cold temperature, I'm sorry, because I know the bag makes a lot of noise. Sometimes the embeds on top of the soaps that I make will sweat. Okay, so what I decided is, well, first off, I forgot about the green. Which, it wouldn't be the first time that I forget. But the green is here. I have not stick blended it, so it is still not ready to be piped. Oh, well, yeah, maybe it's ready. It can wait a little bit. What I'm going to do with that green is I'm going to make just some flowers on white freezer paper like I did with that excess orange, because I kind of really like the way these look without the green. And I'm going to put enough colorful embeds on them that I'm just not sure the green is necessary, but I might change my mind, the way I go. So what we want to do now is, what I have in this container is I have some little curls that I have shaved off of a little bit of extra of that cupcake soap I made yesterday, where I went ahead and I put the fragrance oil in the piping, remember? So these curls smell really good. They smell very pumpkin-y, and I want to make sure that I get at least one of these curls on each one of these pumpkin tops, because remember, I didn't put fragrance oil in these tops. So by putting one of these little curlies in, I can kind of make that scent, that pumpkin scent, spread to the cupcakes. But they look adorable. They look really cute, and the more and more I thought about it, I was like, I don't know if I want to put the green on there. Maybe I should. I don't know. But we have these that we will make sure we put on each one. I also have here a bag of curly cues. Again, that's what I call them. Basically what this is just with a potato peeler, I have just made some curly soap swirls from various other bars. And I tried to kind of keep them all in this one bag, because to me these symbolized fall colors and I knew they would come in handy. So we're going to be using some of those. And then of course I have these embeds that I had previously made. I have a jar with them where, I have like a pumpkin, I have a pumpkin, leaves, here's a pumpkin, leaves, and these had been made, this is melt and pour soap, and these have been made way before. And you'll notice that I don't have my gloves on, and that is just simply because it's just hard for me to do as much detailed, intricate work on the cupcakes when I'm putting in small embeds. I mess up with my gloves, so you're gonna have to just kind of trust me that it's melt and pour soap, so I can touch it. It's not, lye, caustic And second, you're just gonna have to trust me that I washed my hands really good before I started doing this. I don't know what else to say. I just, I mean, my soap studio is very clean. I really try to use good sanitary practices. As a matter of fact, I think in the minority. I'm a soap maker that completely packages their entire soap. I don't do naked soap. I don't leave them open simply because I don't like dust particles or people touching bars of soaps. So I like to think that I try hard to keep things sanitary, but I just can't do the embed work with my gloves on. So we are going to begin, and I need to see how many embeds I have and what. So I kind of need them out in front of me. All right. Okay, so I'm going to do 1 or 2 for you, and then you're going to kind of get the gist of the rest, and I don't have to do the rest. So I'm just going to kind of plop a pumpkin in there, okay, kind of to its side. I've seen people take a pumpkin and they've literally just plopped it on top. See, that's me sighing. You know, kind of plop it in there to one side, angle it a little bit so it just doesn't look plopped on top. And like I said, these are so pretty. The piping is so pretty that I'm almost not wanting to put embeds on top because they're so darn pretty, but I promised a set of 15 of these fall pumpkins to someone, so I'm going to give them what they want. But here's another one, and again, I'm going to kind of plop it to the side, not just right on top. And I have some leaves that I want to put in here. And I'm going to just put that in. And I'm going to put this one in like that. And let's see, kind of a green leaf. And a green one here, kind of autumnish, if that's even a word. And where's my maybe a green, and I'm going to put a green behind it, and that's it. And here got a red, and I'm going to put this red behind it. Okay, and then what I do is, oh, that's right, we want to put a piece of this, just a piece of this in here, just so that it carries the scent. I think I can put it right there. Yeah. And then I take just a few swirls and I just kind of put them like this and like this. And again, you put them at different angles, you know, like going in different directions. Don't just plop them all like in one section. I've seen that, and it doesn't look the same. It doesn't quite come out the same. So there it is. And I'm just going to go through and I'm going to do the rest just like this. But that's how it looks. And it's just so stinking cute. It's not even funny. And it smells divine. And see, I had that little piece in the back right here that has that pumpkin smell on it, but I can tell that the scent, even from the base, is gonna be powering enough. But this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna go through now, and I'm gonna do the rest. I'm gonna put in, you know, little curly cues here and there, and these colors, like I said, are perfect for fall. Okay, there's another one done. So I'm going to keep going, and tomorrow I'm going to bring you back for the unmolding, and I'm going to show you how they look when they are unmolded. Thank you, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Hi everyone. So I told you I would bring you back the next day and show you the unmolding of the cupcakes. They came out awesome. I also want to show you what I did with that green that I never ended up using on the cupcakes. I just made some really cute little, to me they look like Hershey's Kisses, but these will harden up and I can use these as embeds in my next soap. So I now have the green, and let me show you the orange. I have the orange that I also made with a different tip. And these are going to be great for, I'm going to make a fall cake, soap cake, and I'm going to put these on my cake. So never ever ever waste your leftover piping. You could see from the green that I had very little piping left, and yet, you know, it still made a really nice amount of little tips that I can use for my next soap. So here's the cupcakes. They look beautiful. It's been 24 hours. Let's go ahead and unmold. This is how quick and easy this goes. Really quick. They come right off. If they are poured correctly and at a good temperature, they come right off. And I want to show you, because as you know, we talked about this, that fragrance oil says it discolors brown. And you can see, I hope you can see there, the batter is starting, the bottom is starting to discolor brown, which is perfectly fine. That's what I wanted. I wanted brown bases, but you can see I did not put any on the piping because I didn't want the piping to turn brown. So as these continue to cure, this one maybe is a better example. You see it? It is turning brown, the base. That's going to be fine, but this is literally how quick and easy they come out. When they're poured at the right temperature and a very liquefied, barely a trace is what I call it. So these came right off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to append some pictures at the end so that you can see them up close in a picture. And oh, there's more I have to unmold. I'm not sure that I'm going to get a chance to package these for you and take a picture before I oops, that was a blooper. Before I update or upload the video, just because I have so many I need to upload and I really need to kind of get going. But you kind of get the idea. More than likely, those cupcakes will go. They will either go in a cupcake container like this with just a simple ribbon, or let me show you a different way. Or they will be packaged like this with just clear cellophane, and then really cute, pretty tulle, and a cute tag with my ingredient label and my logo and everything on it. I hope you can see the tulle. Honestly, when I see them on video or in a picture, it doesn't do the packaging justice. They really look cute with the tulle, but the tulle is so transparent that it's hard to capture that in a picture. here's another example. This is a cupcake similar to the ones that I just made. I'm going to try to hold it still so the camera focuses. Is it focusing? Yeah, kind of. It's just wrapped with clear cellophane, in a clear cellophane bag, absolutely clear, transparent bag. I do not like opaque bags. It has my tag with my ingredients and my logo and how to reach me, and my website, bluepianosoaps.com, bluepianosoaps@gmail.com. It has a cute ribbon on it, and then it's just kind of wrapped again with just a really simple piece of tulle. And tulle is super cheap. You can get it at Walmart, and it stretches, so you need very little tulle. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel to keep these videos coming. I hope you have a great, great day and are looking forward to fall as much as I am. See you real soon. I have several other videos that are going to be coming up soon. Bye-bye.